in the value chain for spirit and transformation. We are the light, the present and the future. We are the pillars of this land. Present and future, innovation and inclusion shall make this nation a better place. Elevating the youth of Africa to shine in the money economy, have a divine and fulfilling life with an ecological legacy. We are the light, the present and the future. We are the pillars of this land. Standing for integrity, innovation, and inclusion shall make this nation a better place.
Thank you so much. We shall proceed with the prayer. That's fine. Okay, she's not around. Anyone can volunteer, please. There were powerful people praying here this morning.
Father Lord, I just say thank you. The time for this moment have been ours. Thank you for the visitors who come with us. Lord, we put that in our protect us. Protect everyone who's here. May we guide our thoughts, our hearts peaceful. Make our minds open to sheep here and to listen. May you guide those who want to speak to us, especially the visitors who are people of the faith. And those who are still on the way to come, and they simply preach here. And there are those who are wished for. Into that, Lord, unite us with them so that everything that we are going to do, let's make us to live in Uganda that is going ahead and to Uganda going backward. We pray for the best, and we pray that we will bless everything that we are going to do. Bless this place we are in now. We pray all this in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the volunteer spirit. Yes, it is a wonderful day once again, and we are here to learn and grow and interact and exchange ideas. Agritourism is a powerful industry, and in Uganda we need to grow it. So we'd like to welcome our Managing Director, Dr. Gudie Leisure Farm, who is going to give us the opening remarks. Okay, going forward, we're going to clap. We're going to clap in style. Asante sana.
What is that one?
Yeah.
Asante sana. Thank you.
Thank you, because we're always a class apart, isn't it? Yes, Dr. Gudie Leisure Farm, you're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are extremely happy to see all of you. This is one of those days we've been looking forward to. And we are happy that we are in one place, planning, learning how we can seize the opportunities that agritourism can offer. I am Professor Gudie Leisure Farm, the Managing Director and Founder of Gudie Leisure Farm. Gudie Leisure Farm has been in existence for the last 16 years, and we are very happy that God has enabled us to work in all sub-regions of this country, and specifically we work in 49 districts. And today, in a special way, we have representatives from our districts in Teso. Here present, we have sub-county chiefs from Teso region. Maybe you will stand on the way. We have town clerks. We use good together. Yes. Then we have parish chiefs and town agents. We have opinion leaders that we call parish social investors. And we also have practitioners in the agri-tourism sector. I see some, but they're not standing. I see I see my friend behind there. Practitioners in the agri-tourism sector. Present here is also the ET of the National Organic Movement of Uganda. We are members of that movement, and we believe as we promote agritourism, that is one of those areas that we promote because it has a lot of opportunities for all of us. So in this presentation, I'm going to set the scene and also look at the program in general. In our program today, we are going to have a deep dive into harvesting the tenfold growth, how unlocking Uganda's agritourism potential and support the development of a US $500 billion economy. And this will be presented by Ms. Pal Kakoza, Chairperson of Uganda Tourism Board. Also, Mr. Joseph Tarema Ruhakana, Chief Executive Officer, Agritourism Association. Then we shall look at the policy roadmap for unlocking investment and strengthening the impact of agritourism. And this will be presented by Mr. Vivian Jazi, Commissioner Tourism, Development, Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. And I know that already present we have a number of people from the Ministry of Tourism. If you don't mind, you can stand up so that we can see you and connect with you on one-to-one. I'm told they are already here, but I think they'll introduce themselves when their commissioner is here. We are also going to have a presentation on strengthening value and increasing industrial competitiveness through innovation from the National Agriculture Research Organization. We are also looking at driving the growth of Uganda's agritourism industry through private-public partnerships, and this will be done by Mr. Francis Kisirinya, Chief Executive Officer, Uganda Agribusiness Alliance. We are going to have practitioners in the field of agritourism telling us how they play the game and sharing with us their strategies and best practices. We have Dr. Emma Narima, the founder and managing director of 1 Acre Unlimited Farm. And we also have Ms. Rashad Nakabinga, who is a young agripreneur champion all the way from Rengo, who is doing a great job at her farm and her pillar. Then later in the afternoon, we shall have an exhibition and also learn about the different agritourism initiatives that we have in this country. So Gudie Leisure Farm is excited to be part of this initiative because it helps us to achieve our big vision of transforming 1 million young people who are opportunity seeking by the year 2030. At the moment, Gudie Leisure Farm is already working with over 600,000 young people. We are on track, and we know that agritourism is one of those areas that is going to help us achieve that. When we are putting up this event in collaboration with different actors in the agritourism sector and also the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Activities, our main objective was to promote agritourism as a viable socio-economic investment in order to attract catalytic investments towards the industry's development. We looked forward to achieving 4 major objectives. We wanted to make the case for investment in the development of the agritourism industry by demonstrating the economic and social returns it generates for the government, for the private sector, investors, and the local community. We also wanted to create a platform for actors in the industry to create strategic partnerships that will catapult their business growth. We wanted to showcase innovations, creative models, and unique approaches industry actors can adopt to drive growth in the industry and business. We also want to take this opportunity to recognize and celebrate the enterprise and contribution of the industry actors in the development of Uganda's agritourism sector. And last but not least, we want to come up together to identify policy interventions and actions that can be implemented to facilitate the successful growth of the industry and increase the share of tourism revenues for Uganda. Why are we focusing on tourism? When you think about tourism, it's important for you to know what is it that is already contributing. And probably if we focus on it even more, we should be able to deliver much more. According to the 2025 Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Activities Statistical Abstract, tourism accounts for 6.6% of Uganda's GDP, which is about 12.06 trillion Uganda shillings. And that is definitely a lot of money. And when you think about this money, where does it go? It goes into our different businesses that are well positioned along this value chain. The people in transport, the people in food, the people in tour guiding, accommodation. All of us have an opportunity to be part of this very big contribution. 7.2% of the country's total employment comes from agritourism or tourism. When you look at the year 2024, we were able to earn foreign exchange up to the tune of $1.28 billion US. But let us look at what the annual report of the Uganda Tourism Board 2023-2024. It was able to highlight the importance of agribusiness through food and beverages, that is being the second top employer, where 214,000 plus people are able to drive their livelihood. And then we see tourism, direct employment of over 610 plus jobs. And we expect that this is on the increase, and we believe it will address one of the biggest challenges of our times, where we have 42.6% of young people in this country who are not employed, not in training, and not educated, which is a big threat to our aspirations for becoming a middle income country by the year 2040. When we look at agriculture, goes within agritourism, we are looking at agriculture, and at the same time we are looking at tourism. Looking at agriculture alone, it contributes 24.6% to GDP. And this is from the Uganda Bureau of Statistics 2024 statistical abstract. But it also contributes to export earnings. It employs 84.6% of the Ugandan population. It supports women in particular, although mainly at the lower part of the value chain, but also has a lot of returns. And that's why when you look at NDP 4, sector by sector, you see that tourism has been positioned to deliver to some of our targets as a country. We believe that through tourism, we should be able to increase foreign exchange earnings from $1 billion to $10 billion. We believe we should be able to increase tourists, but we cannot do this unless we are providing more products that the tourists can enjoy. We expect to get more from leisure expenditure, but also ensure that the tourists are satisfied. We cannot satisfy tourists if we don't sit together as actors in agritourism and agree on standards that we can employ to ensure that our customers are satisfied, they become our referrals for other people, and they come again. When you look at agriculture again, we expect that agriculture will continuously grow as a sector. By doing that, it should increase the export revenue, increase the number of jobs it creates, and this time we want to see more jobs in agro-processing, agro-industrialization, but also contribution towards human nutrition. We need the human being to be able to deliver all the aspirations that we have as a country. When you look at the strategy for the tenfold growth that our country has laid before us, we see that agro-industrialization has been charged to deliver at least 20 billion per year. Then tourism deliver at least $50 billion per year. That means that we are in the right place, we are very important in this country, and if we do it right, we should be able to deliver this. The marriage between tourism and agro-industrialization is that we want to direct tourism to those initiatives that are doing it right in terms of agro-industrialization, so that people can see and appreciate the value agro-industrialization adds. Maybe they will experiment in places like Gudie Leisure Farm, where we have a common user facility, but also in the end, they should adopt in their different businesses. So we see agritourism as important in increasing our incomes, creating employment, enabling our country to prioritize infrastructure developments, supporting the modernization of agriculture, because as we go and see what others are doing, we should be able to adopt it and improve our own agriculture. But also we see it as an avenue for attracting linkages and partnerships, exchange of best practices, and we see that we have an opportunity to do cross-regional and international partnerships that enable and support our research and development. We look at it as a driver for export promotion culture exchange, and environmental preservation. When we zoom into the global, what does the global agritourism landscape look like? We see that the global agritourism markets reached 73.2 billion shillings in the year 2024. And it is projected to reach 206 billion US dollars by the year 2033. The question is, how are we positioned to be part of that slice of that cake? When we look at who are the main players in the agritourism, we see Europe taking the lion's share of about 47%. But what is it that they are doing? They are definitely doing a lot of tourism promotion. They are developing sustainable practices, and they are focusing on rural tourism infrastructure so that there will be tourists who find it very easy to visit the different agritourism sites. Now, with the rise of consumer interest in sustainable travel, demand for authentic rural experiences, we believe that we are going to see more tourists who are interested in farm to table or farm to cup. We have seen people coming up with a coffee experience, milk experience. So we have so many options that we can take on. But each of us has a part to play, and Gudie Leisure Farm is committed. We want to play in the part of training, and we train virtually, we train through e-learning, we train face-to-face, and we also have an artificial intelligence database that you can query to be able to enjoy your tourism experience or learn how to improve your tourism. And Gudie Leisure Farm has been able to document 1,359 beautiful parishes. We have information about the beautiful features that you can find in each of these parishes. We have our youth who are practicing agritourism. So we are not short of where to take our agri-tourists. At the farm itself, on 3 campuses, we also are a destination of the white meat value chain tourism opportunities that are also geared towards agro-industrialization. In the afternoon, we should be able to see some of the products of our agritourism that probably people will be interested in if they want to improve their own agriculture to become a tourism attraction and increase their income. Gudie Leisure Farm is pioneering a product called the Regional Expedition. When you look at Gudie Leisure Farm tourism packages, we are into meetings, incentives, conferences, and events. We are into the Regional Business Expedition. We are into culture shows, and we also are a tourism destination. Every month, Gudie Leisure Farm focuses on a particular cottage and runs a symposium that brings people from different places to sit together and plan how they can improve that cottage. And in so doing, we are increasing the opportunities that these cottages can offer through agritourism for different people. Every month we go to one of the regions, and within the region we do a business symposium. We run what we call an information highway. We do matchmaking of farmers that we go with and those that are in the region. We visit model farms, but also do community tourism. So we want you to join us on these beautiful experiences, and we take you all around Uganda in 1 year. So all, if you're too busy, please look at the different regions where we are going so that you can join us to enjoy Uganda. Uganda is one of the most beautiful places in the world. And we have had so many people put up beautiful farms, beautiful agro-industries, that we believe if you visit, you will live when you are different and charge to grow more. Gudie Leisure Farm, its campuses, we have a campus here. This is our smallest campus. We also have one in Isinjiro, which is on 50 acres, and one in Luwero, which is on 95 acres. And for all these campuses, you are able to tour and get an insight into different industries, the feed industry, animal industry, food, agritourism, climate smart practices, shared services, shared technologies, multimedia, and you can also learn. Yeah, we have culture shows every first Sunday of the month, and we want to thank those who participated in the culture show of yesterday. We also run our programs in schools where we are making them destinations for agritourism. We have 1,480 agri-clubs. They are in schools, and these schools are able to demonstrate good practice in agriculture, and we believe that visitors to those schools, be it parents, be it people looking for placements, be it people who want to finish school before time, they will be able to live with an insight in what they can do in agriculture to be able to make a living. So I'm extremely excited to be here with like minds where we are focusing on how we can get much more from agritourism. I'm looking forward to learning from each one of you, from your experiences. Let us know how we can make it better so that we can all enjoy the benefits agritourism has for us. Thank you very much for coming for this important symposium. Probably I can use this chance to introduce the chairperson of Gudie Leisure Farm, Professor Robert Basaza. And I will also introduce the directors of Gudie Leisure Farm. We have Basaza and Bob Basaza. As we always say, we are a Ugandan family, and we think that we want to participate in the transformation of this country. We have chosen the line of incubation, the line of improving agriculture, but also working with young people to drive transformation of their families, of their communities, of their districts, and of their countries. We want young people to stand big-minded in transforming this country. And we want to thank all of you that are partnering with the young people, supporting them, challenging them, so that they become accountable for the transformation of this country. In a special way, I want to thank the team from TESO. Thank you for the love, thank you for the condolence messages. It is well. We used to have, my father would attend all the symposiums, but I believe that he's in a good place. Thank you for being part of his happiness. Because he toured the region, we went so many places, and I'm sure as he is talking about his account of his time in the world, he's able to say thank you God for creating beautiful TESO, because he has been there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our Managing Director, Dr. Gudie Leisure Farm. We want to thank you in a special way. Asante sana. Very good. Yes, you have taught us a lot, Dr. Gudie. Tourism has a lot of earnings. 6.6% of GDP is a big number. We have to be ready. We have to be ready to tap into this because of the employment it's offering. However, being ready means we have to have standards in place so that our customers are kept happy. We also need to tap into agriculture because agriculture is key. And much as we may take it for granted, many people out there don't experience what we experience in Uganda, and we can grow with this. Yes, culture. Culture is key. Culture exchange is key. There's a lot happening in our country as Uganda which we can share. And also as we expose the world to what we have, it's very important that we care for the environment. So thank you so much once again, Dr. Gudie, for teaching us this, for exposing us to what we have, and also for drawing us to learn, but also think back on how we can grow and position ourselves. We're very happy that Gudie Leisure Farm is in position indeed to expound on this, to grow the agritourism industry, and to position the youth in such a way that they're able to also benefit from this. Thank you once again. Next, we are going to have a wonderful presentation again. This time it's about how we can harvest a tenfold future. How unlocking Uganda's agri-tourism potential can support the development of a $500 billion economy. The money is out there, but we want to learn and grow. And we want to tap into this potential. So in a moment, we shall be hearing from Mr. Joseph Taremwa Ruhakana, who is the Chief Executive Officer, Agritourism Association. Uganda has an Agritourism Association, and it is in place with a purpose, so that we can come together, learn together, have the standards, and grow. So momentarily, we shall be hearing from Mr. Joseph Taremwa as the DJ gives us a short break.
Yeah. Good morning. How are we? Thank you so much, Professor Gudie. Thank you so much for the Professor, Chair of Gudie Leisure Farm. And thank you so much to the directors of this great institution. Allow me also to introduce a few people here. In my capacity as Agritourism Association, not in a capacity as a chair or ED of Gudie Leisure Farm, because then they are my bosses. And so every time I get a chance, I have to appreciate the role that they are doing. And I know they will be possibly appreciated later on. But at this time also, allow me to appreciate the commissioner who is doing one of the wonderful jobs in this country. The reason why Uganda is actually known as one of the global destinations. We are blessed this morning that we have our community commissioner Elias. I know most of you may not know him, but if we are talking good about Uganda, about tourism sector, he's one of the brains about that. Also, I've seen my comrades who are ensuring that people not only eat healthy foods, but also when we have clients in Uganda, they're able to go and visit farms and they can taste food without fear or favor that maybe these foods actually affected. And I want to welcome you, Sewa, the ED for Uganda. And my fellow professor, you're welcome. I wouldn't want to get to that, but also maybe also to introduce some other people. We have here Enoch Altaza. Could you please stand up? Enoch Altaza is a national membership coordinator for Agritourism Association. So I know I won't have enough time here, but in case you want to get any information about Agritourism Association, how to become a member, how to promote your sector as an agritourism site, kindly feel free to get in touch with him thereafter. Also, thank you so much, all colleagues, for coming for this very important national symposium. I really got so much happy when I entered and found a room full of very important stakeholders in the sector of agritourism. So my name is Loakana Joseph Kalema. I primarily, by training and by practice, I am a farmer. I did study agriculture at my undergraduate. I did it for comparative economics at my master's in the UK. But then when I returned, I wanted to add value to what my fellow farmers were doing. Because everybody was talking about increased production, increased productivity. Yes, at times production would increase, activity would increase, but then not so much money was actually getting into the hands or pockets of the farmers. And so what I had to think through quickly with colleagues was, how then do we add value to these farmers? And so I am quite lucky that I was born close, not very far from Gudie National Park. Quite a distance, but I used to see good vehicles getting there, taking what we call was or tours, because most of us know tours as only there was a. And so what came into my mind was, can these people be able, or can they be interested in seeing what our mothers, what our farmers are actually doing? So that's the question that I and colleagues debated on for a long time, and it actually gave birth association named Agritourism Association that I work for as Chief Executive Officer. So thank you so much. What is Agritourism Association? Just 1 minute to talk about what we do as an association. So Agritourism Association is an umbrella organization that brings together all stakeholders to engage in promoting agritourism across this country. We started in 2016. We've been doing our work. We had actually picked up, but when this colleague of ours called COVID came, I think we would eat, if not, we are maybe the most cheat sector, because by then we had a number of schools that we used to take on these trips. And so the Muslim at the airport was cut off. Also, no, the schools were also closed. And so we went up to zero. But thankfully, we are now again on track, trying to do a great job. And I'm happy, especially for neighbors like Gudie Leisure Farm, such initiatives. Currently, we have about 200 plus members, active members across this country. And our membership includes farmers, that's the whole of farmers. They are commercial farmers, we have business companies, we have tour companies, we have community-based organizations, we have some religious organizations, some cultural institutions, and some individuals. So our members basically diverse. Also some academic institutions, all who are trying to promote agritourism or farms as tourism special sites.
Wow.
We do quite very many things, but today I basically focus on the agritourism, other sector. I am not sure if people understand what agritourism is. Briefly highlight about agritourism. I know all of us do it and know it, but I wouldn't want it for granted. Maybe I want us to understand it in the same arena. And some of you get something very, very good. Okay. So if you could, what we are basically showing here, don't worry so much about the pictures, but what I was trying to show is that from the north up south, up east, every part of the country, there is an agritourism product. So in some of those some colleagues from Kalamoja for portray, if that could be here, we will talk about agritourism there. There's all people that stay in those manyatas, they actually do farming practices. Which farming practices are different from central, are different from the north, from west and so forth. If you go to Testo, the production practices are completely different. People on the breeds and the crop birds and so forth. So across the country, every part of the country, every village, every tribe, every community has a unique agritourism services that can be offered to the globe, to the country, if you have to achieve the economy of $500 billion, the Minister of Finance. So that is Soroti. I'm told that many people here from Soroti, you know this factory, but the business is not about the factory. It is the party mainly people that are growing different varieties of mangoes, different practices, different spacings, and so forth that supply the factory. You have taken people that you visit the factory, not because it's beautiful so much, but because some of these people have not seen how mango juice is actually made. And people pay money, people get so much excited. So keep on scrolling a little bit fast. I don't want to spend much time. So we do very many things, but I want us to focus on only one agritourism development. Please scroll down. So what exactly is agrotourism? The picture says it all. I do not need to explain so much. That agrotourism is basically, you are a farmer, get someone to come and visit your farm. Simple. So when you talk about agrotourism, agritourism, farm tourism, name it all, let it not confuse any of us. have your farm. It does not matter the size. And that's the issue that we normally get with some people. I may have 1 acre, and also engage in agritourism, and the answer has been always a very big yes. Okay? So I have all my practices are not good at the farm, you know me, my farm is not really appealing to the eyes. Can I engage? Our answer is big yes. And I normally tell people that maybe in Uganda there could be very few people, if not any, that has big chunks of land like some Europeans do. Recently we had a tourist, it was from USA, in the families from some country in Europe, telling me the father has 20,000 hectares of land. That's why they do farming. As I say, but now if we have people here that are saying, I have made just a mile of land and a person is big. So what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter the size of the land, it does not matter the practices at the farm, it does not matter the varieties or the you have at the farm. All you do is to see how you can package your products or come and buy or pay for them. An example is an association. We also engage in farming, and we do promote a lot of white sorghum in eastern Uganda. But we have made some sales taken from the west. Go to Tesco to see white sorghum. White sorghum. Where you go from, you didn't know anything like white sorghum. So when he was in the bed, I said, now we are doing white sorghum. White sorghum, how can sorghum be white? And I said, okay, to me now this is an opportunity. I said, let's take some little money, let's take a bus and see how actually sorghum can be white. And I've taken people, you see white sorghum in Sereti, Namre, and Katapi. Incidentally, when my colleagues from Manchester see this particular and Wanyankole looking at white sorghum with accurate understand. Here they go, you pay money, look at white sorghum and you pay money. Okay? So, how am I communicating that every product, okay, whether you may call it a bad practice, okay, whether you may call it maybe some product that is very common in your village, there are people who have not seen it. When you have grown up in a coffee farm, maybe your parents used to punish you, okay, whenever you get maybe something not correct at home, or maybe get scolded, maybe the punishment will be go and attend to a coffee farm and say you hate coffee. But we have had people that come to Uganda from Germany, from Europe, pay thousands of dollars only to come and look at a coffee plant. Someone has not seen coffee. And so their dream is, let me save as much money as possible so that I can get a chance, I can get an opportunity to go and see how coffee is grown. An example is some of those apples in your tables. How many of you have seen apple trees? How many of you have planted apples in your farms? Apples. There are probably few. But now when you go to Europe, USA, now apples is like a tree in the compound. Every compound possibly has apples. So for them, apples is not a big. But they have not seen matoke, they have not seen achapa, they have not seen emogo, they have not seen our banana, they have not seen our long-horned cattle, they have not seen most of the things. What am I saying? That every product in Uganda can be promoted and supported, attract tourists, come and see, but also they pay money. And so if you are to achieve what the government is talking about of jumping the economy from $50 billion to $500 billion, the year 2040. Each of us, it is the first of all, because each of us have products that they can be able to sell. And like the gorillas that are owned by Mr. Elias and team, that you can't even think of owning or keeping one. I can be able to claim on my small plantation, have my 10 cows, or even one. Longhorn, and I promote and I make noise about it, and people will come, okay? Schools in the nearby will come and look at my cows, look at my small crop, look at my mixed farming, look at my organic farms, and people to pay me money. So, is it actually very important? Our answer is yes. Agritourism is very, very important, and I hope you want to get into all those details. You can be able to read through yourselves. Okay? This is research, it's not basically the work of the association. Okay? That agritourism can diversify economies. Scientifically proved. Okay? That whereas the other tourism, people who basically benefit are few. Okay? The people may be nearby the gazetted national parks, or maybe the big tour companies, or maybe people with big lodges. But with agritourism, that's what I was saying, that even somebody in Teso, in Kalamoja, in Chila, in Wakiso, everywhere can benefit because there is something grown that is different from the rest of the communities. Okay? And what I'm saying is, when you talk about the tourists, it's not just the Mzonga, it's like I mentioned. Before COVID, I think the association had about 40% of the schools in Kampala and Wakiso participating in farm trips. About 40% of the schools. Imagine how that. But first getting to it was not easy, it was a struggle. But once we succeeded with Aga Khan International School and we took them for the trip, the reviews, the experience was amazing. Like kids that had been in class, studying, but had never gotten outside the compounds. From Kororo, the case, even in the Philippines, up the school, year in, year out. But when we succeeded and took them to a farm trip, I can assure you, nobody would actually be. But what was unfortunate, and that's why I really want us to work together and promote the sector, that our people, our Ugandans don't understand, even agriculture. If you can link it to the sector of agriculture, even now the agritourism may confuse. I remember when we went to get the business, first of all, the management did not understand agritourism. And so I put on the uniform, I went, the first gate, I says, Mr. Askari, I have a meeting with the director. She said, okay, so you go. When the second gate, I said, please, the director is waiting for me. I went the first second, they said, but where are you going, young man? He says, I have an appointment, the man is about you. Had never been there at the gate of Agatha. And so to make the story short, I found myself in the office of the head shop. So I said, Mister, I need to get your kids, go visit. She came and says, a young boy, our kids are from big families, kids of ambassadors, of army-generals, diplomats. Going to a farm may not really be something very important for them. I said, well, I said, I don't know somebody who learned and did something, and when they paid, they were crucified. So let's try. Yes, okay, actually, I am busy and, when the story short, I had all the technicalities, I went to the farm. So when they went to the farm, I first asked the first question. And I'm up with the very many mistakes. I said, students, what is transplanting? It is like a song. 1, 2, 3, start. Transplanting is a transplant, blah, 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 blah. I said, the grandparents for yourselves. I said, I want one of you to come and transplant. I said, that is transplanting. They know how many seconds round. Then they start. I said, here we have tomato seedlings, we have a water, we have a garden. I want one to come and do the discussion coding with the teachers. You're teaching. He said, just relax. It's very short. It was a struggle there afterwards because they had only 7 days. Tomato seedlings, they are about 400. Each of them wanted to transplant, but it was not managed. They again went and reported again to us terrible because they didn't want to report it to the teachers. They said, no, for us, we went and we couldn't transplant, I can't. But why am I saying that each of us has the capacity to promote agritourism? So the schools, the communities, the church groups, these WhatsApp groups that we have, all those are potential agritourism clients. All right? So there are many opportunities or advantages, the unique experiences and so forth. I want you to get some time about them. But if I want to talk about the uniqueness, but people have been doing so much. Come to Uganda to go tracking, source of the Nile, mountains, but here people are able to see things that they cannot find anywhere. That Uganda, we are more than blessed. That we have, I don't know how many varieties of different crops, how many breeds of different crops, so animals. How many communities, how many farming practices? It could be mixed, but different communities across the country, they have their own different practices. And so there are many unique experiences that comes along with agritourism that may not be in the other tourism. Now, but the question I think the professor asked me was, can agritourism because for some of you that know the government strategy now, we have a task that we have to support the government, okay? That to move from the current 50 billion, I think, dollars to about $500 billion in 2040, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? But that by 2040, the government must be collecting money or getting money about $500 billion. And our answer as association, but also I think all of us here, our answer is yes. But even before we say yes, the government also did research and they came up with a document they called NDP4, okay? And they said it is possible actually that we can be a very rich country if we focus on 4 areas. And one of them is agro-industry, or call it agriculture, if the words may disturb us, agro-industry and so forth. That if you get a sector of agriculture value chain, from production up to processing, you get that sector number 1. And add the sector of tourism, the government says they have no doubt that the economy will grow up $500 billion. But who will be able to do that? It's me, it's you, it's the ministry, it is the Gudie Leisure Farm, it's all the members that are here. But also this also serves to encourage you that the business you are engaged in, sure, if I could use that language. Because by the time the government does research and says, agriculture followed by tourism, and then for us we are matching the 2 sectors, then undoubtedly agritourism is a big business and definitely a big business. I'm trying to wind up. Why am I saying it is possible? When you look at agriculture in Uganda, agriculture is number 1, I think in terms of employment, if I'm not mistaken. In terms of employment, agriculture is number 1. Okay? And in 2024, agriculture employed about 13.5 million people. Okay? But there are many others, indirect employment and so forth. It's according to Ministry of Finance. Okay? But again, they are saying it also contributed to about 24.7% of the GDP. 2024. I'm sure now it's going to increase. But then tourism, again also they say that it is one of the leading foreign exchange earners for the country. And in most cases, actually number one. At times they also competitions with agriculture and health and so forth. And so, while we are sure that this will achieve the economic 500 is, if each of them independently are able to contribute those massive figures, how about if the sectors in agriculture match or collaborate closely with the sectors in tourism for or promote agro-tourism? It is very, very clear that we have been able to meet the target of $500 billion. Now look, as I try to wind up, I know this is going to be enough because we're going to with Gudie have some specific trainings on agro-tourism. I will be able to give details about the principles and practices of agro-tourism. But since we are not going to be here, let me highlight some of these best principles. But if you want to promote agro-tourism, if you want to have people come and visit your farm and come over and over again, you must have something for visitors to see. This may sound obvious, okay? But it must be in relation to agriculture. Okay? Secondly, there must be something to do, and that's why the sector of agriculture is actually getting or gaining more momentum than the other tourism sectors. Why? Because for the people that we have had, or the clients, they appreciate agro-tourism because they're able to actively participate in an activity. And they have told us, okay, yes, Joseph, when I went for this activity of the other tourism, yes, I took some pictures, I laughed, but when I went for corporate experience, I was not only just able to learn, but I participated actively in an activity. So at your farm, you make sure there is something that can be done. Could be harvesting apples, could be making fruits, could be planting coffee, anything that can be done where a tourist can get involved. So when you do that, then people should be able to come in and support them and achieve a target. Or also, there must be something to buy. And that's what we tell our members every day in and out. That we normally feel embarrassed for a client to come, they have money, they want to buy products at the farm, and they say, no, this one, we are not selling now, you wait, maybe come tomorrow. You have heard that. And recently we were able to dispute some of our members actually mentioning such statements again. Because most of us, the farmers, are struggling with the markets. Okay? Struggling with the markets. But see, this is a client that has come from where they are, and they want to provide direct value. And then you say, you see, these real banners are not ready, you see. We are saying, if you want to be a good player in the sector, make sure every time you have clients coming to your farm, there is something that can be involved. What we have done, and what we have seen, Mr. Commissioner, is that 60% of our clients buy products at the farm. 60%. Some of them are disappointed because when we go, some of our members are extreme, so they don't have something and go. Why? Because the tourists know these products are most likely organically produced. These products they have indigenous nature. Let me see how they taste. And indeed, whenever they buy and taste like our apples or fruits, the recommendations are more than amazing because they have not seen fresh, sweet, tasted fruits like you normally see our members. Okay? But also, lastly, is that there must be something to eat. Eat. Because people, whenever they talk about agro-tourism, we are going for the farm visit. What comes into our mind is what we like. Okay? So it would be very, very unfortunate and embarrassing that people come to your farm and then they go outside to buy some brands of water, some fruits from outside, again, which may be from their home countries. Okay? Yeah, so as I wind up, I think Professor Kudra talked about some of the figures. I think why she was talking about them and why I also want to emphasize it, that this is not just our business. Globally, I think the President talks about that word. That Ugandans have been sleeping, but now we are waking up. That globally, agro-tourism is a big business. It is a big deal. It's us that have been trying to waste a bit of time. Now, I think Madam talked about the figures from the farm tours, okay? That last year, 2024, was about $73 billion. Those are basically farm tours. Who paid money because they went to the farm. So this was done by a research group and international research group, IMAC group. And the money that was generated for the transaction 2024 was $73.2 billion. And the projection by 2030 is about $205 billion by 2033. Now, by now, they also now did what most of us call culinary tourism alone. They do independent studies. Okay? People who basically food. And maybe go to sleep at the breeze and not wanting to go and be disciplined. Somebody I want to go and just the goat roasted at the farm. Or there is local brew, there is a trillion or marwa or so. I want to go and test. Again, the figure was $1.1 billion. What people call culinary tourism or gastronomy or food tourism, which is a component of agro-tourism. 1.1 billion. And in production 2033, they say the economy of food tourism will create about $4.2 trillion. When you hear events like Germany, Oktoberfest, people just travel from across the world. I think last year they had about 7 million viewers. What was the big product there? Beer tasting. Beer. Philip says he loves it. Okay? Beer tasting. Over 7 million. People going. It's about a 10 days event. Okay? So, even if he said, let's focus on our foods. I went someplace in China, I forgot the city. They have a restaurant like from here off the main road. Types of foods. You pay $100 and you only just because when you go there, you see your eyes, you'll be satisfied. $100 only and eat a small piece. By the time you finish maybe a photo with the name, you're even satisfied. But people across the world go for food tours. That even if he said, as a country, as the Agritourism Association, let's probably with the ministry, with the government, with the show of good foods, with the Gudie Leisure Farm and the others, and promote food tourism alone, I can assure you we can get thousands of visitors coming to Uganda only for food tourism. Who should do that? I and you. Now, so some of the pictures from some of you too. But allow me just show some of these figures again. Okay? That according to United Nations World Tourism Organization, 88.2 considers food tourism as a strategic element in marketing destinations. Some people talked about products some time ago and receiving it was the business, but this is a study done by United Nations World Tourism Organization that if you position food, you can be able to create demand for our other products. And I was saying again that 80% of people that travel come, for example, in Uganda and see gorillas. 80% they first research about food and drinks in those countries. 80%. And this is common, even me. When you want to talk somewhere, maybe even if it's a district in Uganda that you do not know, what is there? If I go to Sochi, what do they cook? Oh, Atapa, what is Atapa? That's the global trend. That even these whites see coming here, over 80% pass to start about food and drink. So if we position and promote our foods, our clothes, our Atapa, oh, from Sochi, where are you? Where are you from, Sochi? I took some people recently in the Sochi to see the construction standard of the fish bottles. Okay? You know, in Sochi, when during the farm harvest of fish bottles, they harvest, they cut, they dry, then they buy them. Is it so? Yes. For how many months? For a number of months until the other season is ready. So they keep up, they make, and then they make Karo, whatever they call it. So I took some wives to see this amazing technology. How come we did not know this amazing technology? Okay? So if we promote research, this is how we do this product, this is how we prepare our Karo, these are the health benefits, this is how that alone can be able to boost tourists to the country who eventually give us so much money in the government to hit the target. And so there are very many, if you look at some of those pictures, you could describe for them to see, can just scroll down some of these, okay, some of those pictures. The cassava, I have had, even with some of my clients in Karuma, because when they went there and stopped for cassava, they wanted to ask over 1,000 questions about how do we roast that cassava. Unfortunately, we didn't have time when they waited for us. But that's the product that we can be able to show and market. The same, I had somebody, the studies are really dangerous. That's why from Australia, he came and tested the CNN. Up to now, every day, when he says warning, the second question is, can you be able to send me CNN? We need to have discussed with the team. So this is what we are talking about, that we are tasked grow the economy from 50 billion to about 500 billion. Because the government is us. Okay? The government is me, the government is you. That you got to have our roads done, have our hospitals equipped, have our children going to the schools, we've got to grow this economy. And the government thinks that agro-tourism will be a key factor in growing this economy. Now, let me just, I want to possibly end here. I'm taking so much time, I'm so sorry. Now, let me give an example. What is the coffee experience? How many of us grow coffee? How many of us have bread? So coffee experience is now one of the products that the association has promoted that is gaining so much global recognition. And I want stakeholders that we can collaborate with to promote this giant. That the money we can even get from coffee experience, it is possible that we may not even get it after selling a coffee in itself. But coming to visit coffee farm. Okay? Now, we have created this in some parts of Spain, the coffee experience. I can assure you, clients have come year in, year out. What did we do? Got 1 acre of land, got the first land, there were 5, gave them coffee seedlings, they planted with them, we put placards. This is your coffee, and put the names, Alex Coffee, only 1 tree of coffee. The same people, last year, they came in. Nothing else, only to see the performance of the coffee. And have confirmed, we must by all means be able to best the first things. We don't want anybody coffee are being sparked. Which is different from now the other attraction. But if I come and have done well attracting, what do you think we are doing? Has it changed the color? Has it changed the behaviors? No. So let me focus on the coffee experience alone. Because everyone knows us about coffee. Maybe the leading producer of coffee in Africa. Maybe the best, maybe the best of the most coffee. Maybe the best of it. If we wanted that alone, we should be enough money for ourselves, also for the country. Something that we have seen practically not just our person. We had a team recently from Germany of experts, the coffee, the barista, who acknowledged they had never seen a coffee tree. And they are the most respected baristas in Germany. And so the same is that what I do, let's organize, because that the place of ours, fact, oh, no, coffee. Let's organize have a coffee event in the old matter. Okay? So, I want to end there. We will have some time to hear so much. We can always get enough time to discuss. But all I want to confirm to you is that all of you that are here, the creators that have started with agritourism destinations, and some of you that will be thinking about whether to start, this is something that we started many years ago. And now that you have an interest and passion, please, I want to encourage all of you that we should take to have a sector that will not only benefit us, but also benefit the economy. Thank you so much. It's going to be so.
We do our thank you properly. Asante sana. Thank you so much. That was very insightful. Once again, we are really grateful for the time you have given us. Mr. Joseph Taremwa Akana is the Chief Executive Officer of Agritourism Association. So you're once again encouraged to join this association. You're not too small to learn and to grow. We have learned quite a lot from you. We need to utilize the land we have. We need to utilize the resources we have. Most importantly, we need to have something to see so that people can want to come and see what we have. We need to have something to do so that people can experience it, but also that they have something to buy. At the end of the day, we are selling and we have to make money. It's not just a service, it's also the goods involved. I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome two officials from the Ministry of Tourism, Mr. Mboijana James, who is the Tourism Development Officer, seated at the back. Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Nyambo Deo, who is also the Tourism Development Officer. You're very welcome to Gudie Leisure Farm. I'd also like to take this opportunity to welcome Ms. Carol of Mliza. We really appreciate your presence here. Thank you so much for coming. We are going to learn from each other. So as the break goes on, let us continue with our program. And I'd like to call upon a very important person who is going to teach us or to share with us the policy roadmap for unlocking investment and strengthening the impact of agritourism in Uganda. None other than Mr. Vivian Liazi, who is the Commissioner, Tourism Development, Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife, and Antiquities. Really want to welcome you, Mr. Vivian, for your presentation. Thank you so much. Okay, since the break is going on, Anybody with a question, maybe any discussion, any highlight you've learned? Yes, please come and ask your question. I think I saw a hand. Or it's also something else. Okay. Any questions, any insights, anything you've reflected on and you want to, please do come. This is Kumi district? Bukedia, yes, Bukedia is represented. I hope all districts will be presented. Yes, please. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the presentation. I have a question to the current speaker. I've been carefully listening and learned that tourism is one of the best industry that fetches us lots of revenue into this country. And I have a question to ask you that, is it possible, because we heard from you, and this is a very clear thing, is it possible that you can integrate this information into the districts and perhaps at county levels? Because we believe that hearing from any foreign person like you can be more than it is from us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was a wonderful question. Shall have it answered as other people also come with a question.
Yes, it is very busy. And we are working on some rights and because.
Okay, there you have it. There is action to make sure that this information is taken to the districts, because it's not about having it at policy level only, but also implementing it down there. Remember that the sites, the tourist sites, the beautiful places to see, the farms which we have talked about, are all at district level and actually village level. So it is up to you to internalize this information and to also put it to use. Thank you so much for that question. It's very insightful. Any other person has a question? Feel free. Any other question? Bukedia has been represented. Kumi, any question from you? Alisa, Serena, any questions from you? You know it's a busy and beautiful time right now. Okay, we can have an interlude later. Okay, we have another question here. In the meantime, if you need the facilities, please, you can go on the main campus there, right there, the white containers, just next to them is where the facilities are. Both ladies and gentlemen. Yes, another question here from Kumi.
It's a question from Kumi, Mr. Aujar Michael, Kogi District, Goma, and Yamina Sub-County. My question is based on how we can improve the small-scale farming in the rural areas, because agro-based industry is a broad thing. How best can they help the small scale in the rural areas, in the villages where we come from, as a broad aspect for our citizens in Uganda? Something small about Komi. Kumi is a mother district from Teso, and Ateso as our dialect. We speak Ateso as our local language, and we are proud of our culture. The culture in Kumi is based on agric as a backbone of Uganda as a nation. We grow nuts plenty, and we supply to various parts of the country. And the major red nuts, that one we grow in a large scale. We also rear animals, like we have sheep and piggery. I've been asked something about Kobe. So we're proud as a district to concentrate on agri, since agri helps us to sustain our income in the country, and we continue with that. So there are some attractive sites in Kumi. Attractive sites in Kumi. One of them is Nyeroroko paintings, where different schools go and see. Even from Kampala, they go to see Nyeroroko paintings. Besides that, we also have Tisai land. From Tisai land, there are beautiful birds and animals which are attractive to the tourists. Yes, I have a list with me already there. We gave a biodata for the districts yesterday. That is a simple thing I can say about Kumi district. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that opportunity, for plugging and marketing your district and the beautiful things which you have. Mr. Joseph, the question at hand from Kumi. The question that we have at hand is, how can the small-scale farmers be helped so that they're able to also be included in the agritourism sector?
Thank you so much. As I mentioned, in agritourism, we are not looking at the size of the farm. Whether small or big or medium does not matter. What basically matters the agritourism services that are offered at the farm. And so we really don't segregate. So the program that we are going to go out very, very soon, it will be catering for everyone, whether you're small or big. So we're working out on a program with a number of players, including the ministry, which will be able to share with you soon, where every farmer, whether you're small or big, as long as you have an interest in agritourism, will be able to benefit. So, Minister will keep you updated, keep in touch with Enoch, and so when time comes, you'll be able to get in touch with anyone and support some of the initiatives. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we have indeed covered the ministries, the different players have taken care of each and every aspect. And it's up to us now to utilize the information and use it to the best of our knowledge. And also disseminate it down there to the districts. We have another question, this time from Padisa.
John Tieno. I don't know John Tieno from Palisa. I come from Palace School Negwo. Sorry, Negwo. Happy about what I've heard about tourism. But just for some, because I'm from the view of the rural setting, why is tourism not in common in the rural areas? What have been challenges that we don't see these things in the rural areas? And yet, at the place where I come from, like now where I have been to tourists in the war, there has been, there is a lot of touch. I am near the lake. And whenever I'm there, in the last month, the lake, I remember the missionaries sent across some boats in around 1980s, during Europe's time. But boats are spoiled, I think because there were no tourists now come and make the utilization of the boats. And now there is no money to maintain. Therefore, I will be happy today to hear what the challenges that tourists are not coming to the rural areas. Thank you.
Beautiful question from Palisa. Palisa! Okay.
Later on, when Mr. Commissioner comes, you need to also do that same question to him. Okay? I can basically talk about the agritourism, but I think this question is general. Mr. Riaz, we have a question here that someone who comes from Palisa, he claims, I will use the word claim, that there are very many good tourism attraction sites in Palisa. He's mentioning the number of lakes and others that buy and tourists going there. So, we will shed more light. But as far as I think I am concerned, there are many things that really have not been done. Okay? There are many things that have not been done. I don't think that's tourism. So, but we are happy that maybe some of you, if not all of you, are attending a such symposium for the first time. Okay? Most of you, if not all of you, are meeting or discussing agritourism for the first time. That is an indicator that actually we are waking up and things are getting better. So what we acknowledge is, I agree with you, several asked the question, that there are very many attractions from across the country that we are going to visit here. Okay? That you people don't know. But if the owners in the same district don't even actually understand, okay? But what you are saying is, we, the association, acknowledge that. I think maybe also the government will speak for themselves. But what is clear is now we have really started. Such meetings are starting. We want to have a number of them that will help us identify or also propose, also take towards some of those sites. If I am not mistaken, I think the government, through the UTV, when we talk about that, they even have started mapping exercise. Okay? So they're going to be going district by district, identifying agro-tourism sites, the potential agro-tourism sites. And after understanding them and knowing them, then now we can go promotion. Okay? The association also still, we are going also discussing with the ministry. We're also going to be very far from there. We also another mapping exercise. Going district by district, understanding the potential agro-tourism sites. Because the challenge that we're faced with the association, every day somebody gets to our office or calls us, telling us about their site. When you attempt to go and visit the site, you find it very academia or NGO owners or CEOs. We know the concept of tourism, but we change the standard. Most of us are going farmers, have a good farm. When the tourists come to our farm, the tourist knows expect is the service. But for you as a farmer, all you look is to increase production with the kitchen output, so that business. So people that we're going to be doing, so bear with us.